102.3, Milledgeville's Country 102.
We've cued the music, and you know what that means. It's time for the Louie Herron Weekend Kickoff with Louie Herron.
At the end of the day, what's most important is to find the car you want that meets the expectations that you need for you and your family.
And Randy Beasley.
Of course, the weekend, you got folks maybe thinking it's going to be some nice weather to get outside and peruse the car lots.
And now here they are, Louie and Randy.
Country 102 with Louie Herron in studio today. Welcome back, sir.
What's up?
How you? Well, let's try that again. Welcome back, sir.
I said, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Good to be here. Had a little month hiatus, right?
Yeah, I hope you got a chance or two to at least wind down for a second or so before you got going again.
Look, there's a whole bunch going on in the last month. You know, obviously we'll discuss the sale of the Toyota dealership. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering what is that all about. So I can definitely shed some light on that. Also, though, last month I lost my mother, and so you talk about a sale of a dealership, losing the passing of your mom. All this happened in July. We had the lake lot right there in Putnam County by the pyramid that we're treating like a full operation and kind of getting that going, with lenders and banks and vendors and stocking 80 cars. So there's purchases. So you got three. It's a spinning wheel. It's like the guy with the plates, So it's been a little crazy. Went down to visit my mom last week and knew she had cancer, and so that's why I went down to see her. She, had 3 months to live, and then all of a sudden, I don't know whether she saw me and I was the closing piece to my siblings, and she felt like it was, time. But one day we were talking, playing Jeopardy. She was teasing me how smart she was, and the very next day she couldn't swallow or eat, and it was downhill quick. So I didn't go down there to bury her. That was kind of wild. But God's got a plan. I know that she knows who the Lord is, and that's the most important thing. I know she's in heaven. I know she's got a way better life than what she had, and I guess that's all you can do in those scenarios. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. And I've been there. Was there earlier this year myself. So
yeah.
So. Well, I know a lot of things are changing, not just or have changed, but are still changing. So there's a little bit of a metamorphosis going on here, and I know you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I wanted to shed some light. A lot of people have asked me, Louie, what in the world were you thinking selling Toyota's store? A lot of people who know me know a lot about my goals, and so the number one goal, those that are listening, my dream was to buy a Toyota franchise, a car dealership. I started when I was 20 years old. I'm now 40 years old, so 20 years of plowing hard, grinding. I started before I got in the car business, college dropout, worked at Lowe's Distribution in Villa Rica, Georgia, loading trucks, on a graveyard shift, Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and waited tables at Chili's during the week, working 2 jobs, left home when I was 18, never really went back home since, and but just determined and had no idea how to get in the car business. Got in the business because I knew I didn't want to do those 2 jobs the rest of my life. And anyways, took on this fire when I realized, hey, this is a good business, but I don't know that it's done properly. I think it can be done better. So I got this passion about customer service. I got this passion about the sales process. As we talk about, Randy, we talk about the right way to do things in a business that's kind of crazy. Anyways, long story short, we go through and just started advancing and putting on that college football mindset that I had, and just try to be the best, outwork everyone that I worked with. And it was very fortunate, and God had his hand on everything, and boom, here you go. You got what you were seeking, 5 years ago, we got the Toyota dealership. It was probably one of the most exciting days of my life. And then, so why would you sell it? Well, the bottom line is there was no intention in selling. It was not on the market. It was not for sale. I had purchased the property across the street from Kroger, getting ready to invest $4.5 million into a brand new Toyota facility, which money I did not have. But as part of the franchise agreement, I had no choice. So scared about that. But hey, at the same time, excited that it could bring positive change, much like the Childry's beautiful store they're building. You seen that?
Mm-hmm, sure.
I think you could just tell it's going to bring some excitement and be good for him and the brand. And 5 Star came along somewhere around December and started making offers, and we had 5 turndowns. Just no, I'm not interested. No, I'm not interested. February, no, I'm not interested. March, no, I'm not interested. April, You know, they made an offer that was one of those that you had to shake your head and go, wow, okay, Lord, what am I doing with this? So it basically was one of those too good to be true, kind of offers. It wasn't something you couldn't really refuse. It was good for my family. But the question was, what am I going to do now? And those of you know that I've been in the community. I'm passionate about the community, speaking so much. I still had the lake lot, so I still had a used car lot. I knew I could sell 50, 60 cars out of that lot, but I needed a lot of work to do that. I needed the community's help. But at the same time, I also knew that, look, I have a passion for coaching. Maybe I'd jump on a high school team. Maybe I had a passion for speaking. I'm finishing my book that I'm writing. I mean, so who knows? But it just felt right, if that made sense. You know how you meet the woman, you're like, man, I just knew right then. It was one of those things when that offer came up and I started mulling this through, it was just like, it just felt right. And so, but I also may buy another car dealership. I may buy one in Athens. I may, who knows? You may get something in Macon. So that's the story. So I don't know if that clarifies anything. I mean, you and I spoke briefly, but does that kind of cap it off where maybe it's people understand? Because I was connected to this. I got 5 years vested in the community. I've been here 61 months and have been out in the community speaking 63 times out of 61 months. I won't even disclose the amount of resources and money that I've given to the community, but a bunch, all from the heart. And I think it's done well and paid off, and it's been a mutual relationship. So it's tough, but at the same time, bittersweet, if that makes sense.
All right, this is the Louie Herron Weekend Kickoff. We're going to talk some more about things that have been going on with the changes, and also about what's going on at the lake lot.
And, do that. And then also we got to discuss that the Union Recorder posted a article that was very saddening to me, but I want to get into that as well. If you're interested in hearing or don't know about that, we'll go over that as well after the break.
We'll do it. Louie Herron Weekend Kickoff on Country 102, 69 degrees at 8:26. Here's Miranda.
Stand on the box, stomp your feet, stop.
Insurance agency time. This is Country 102. Our forecast variably cloudy today. We're going to see scattered showers and thunderstorms all through the weekend. Mid-80s for your high this afternoon, and right now 69 degrees. You are listening to the Louie Herron Weekend Kickoff on Country 102. We've got Louie in studio with us today. We're talking about several things. One of the things, Louie, I wanted to just kind of ask you about, there's been a news story that has come out in the local paper dealing with something that Louie Herron Toyota did for some time with Baldwin High, just a situation where it was helping out the band, and
right.
And there's some little confusion, I believe, about what came out in the article, but I thought you might want to talk about that. Well,
yeah, and I'm, again, I'm glad you brought that up. I think if they wrote two articles, and the second article I think made it sound worse than the first article. First of all, whenever an article is written in the newspaper and I'm involved in it, you'd think that they would call me personally and ask me about the situation, okay? Because that never happened. They called my ad agency, I guess, to get a feel for what the whole thing was about us donating a truck to Baldwin County High School. Okay, first of all, 4 years ago, Clint Rayburn came to me, which I love Clint. Clint is a phenomenal guy, and probably those that are listening know who he is. He works with Northridge Church now, but at the time he was the fine arts director. Incredible guy. He said, look, we need a truck. Can you help us out? I said, no problem. What are we looking for? How much money do you want to spend? We started talking about a car deal. And then I said, you know what? Let's do this. I mean, I'll step out there. I mean, I'm 1 year into the community. Why don't I work a deal where I lease you guys a truck? Okay, and I'll lease the vehicle to you. I'll get the vehicle back after a 5-year period, and I'll pay the payment. And for that payment, what I'll do is you guys have the trailer. You'll get a truck from me. Let me wrap it with your logos and my logos, so people, so I can get some exposure. And we'll that way you don't have to pay for anything. He said, man, that's a phenomenal idea. Well, it was a big to-do with the Board of Education. It's not that simple because it was a lease deal. Well, we had to get them to approve it. They did. They're the ones that approved the artwork that was on the board. I mean, you had to have so much Baldwin County stuff on there. They didn't want it a Louie Herron truck. They didn't want it a Louie Herron trailer. They wanted it a Baldwin High band exposure, which was fine for me.
Let me stop you 1 second. Now, there was the trailer which would haul equipment for the band.
Right.
There was also another vehicle.
The truck, my truck that I gave him.
That pulled it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got that finally approved, and in exchange for that, Clint said, look, what we'll do is every time we have a fine arts play or every time we have a band competition, any kind of flyer that we have, I'll just give you an ad in there. And anytime that you want, you're welcome to come speak. I know you love to speak, Louie. You can come and in front of before the play starts and kind of introduce it and just, get some exposure because we really appreciate, what you got going on. We got T-shirts we make every year. We'll put your logo on the back, no charge. I'm like, man, that's sweet. Cool deal. That was the deal. Nothing more, nothing less. I said, I'll step up to the pump and help you guys out, and that's awesome that we put that deal together. And it was a really nice win-win, and Clint really structured the deal with me. So Clint leaves the high school. Ryan Morrell comes in, which also I like. I don't know him like Clint, but great guy. So we continue the process. Well, then the sale goes down. Well, what people didn't realize and what the article did not articulate at all was that it's an asset of the dealership because it was a lease vehicle. We didn't structure it where I gave it to them. We structured it where I leased it to them. I was going to get it back, and I'm going to pay the payment. So it costs you nothing for the maintenance, costs you nothing for the payment. You're just riding free, and you guys have what you need for the 5-year period. And at that point, we were going to re-up and figure out if we were going to redo it again or whatever the process was. So I told Ryan 30 days in advance, here's what's going down. I'm just going to let you know. He said, okay. So I said, but I got to talk to Miss Brazil, and I got to talk to the Board of Education just to see how this thing plays out. So I got with Miss Brazil, and in no way, shape, or form did she dictate or suggest anything. We communicated together, which I love Miss Brazil. She's another incredible person. So we were talking and figuring out what's the best way to handle this, and we came to the conclusion, based on the asset and based on the sale and based on what I had to do legally, here's what we do. Let's go 30-day notice and then return the vehicle. Obviously, there's no sponsorship or there's no if there's no existing business, there's, Louie Herron Toyota is no longer in business, but can't sponsor for another year on the vehicle. So it made sense. What Ryan didn't know, what Baldwin County didn't know, is that in addition to me saying, look, if you want the truck, I'll give you whatever I've written it down, you can buy it for, which is significantly cheap. Okay. They didn't have that much money because they only had so much to work with because I gave them a $40,000 truck. I gave them a nice one. I didn't give them a $15,000 truck. So they didn't have that much money to buy that one. He was going to continue to search. But what he didn't know with me starting the lake lot, my next goal was once I get that going, where I'm making some money because we had not been making money at the lake lot because it was a very small operation. Here comes Louie again. I was going to approach and see what we could work out again and what we needed to do to kind of figure out how we can get them what they were looking for, in the process. Then this comes out. And so then your, competitor, who I do advertise a ton with, a radio station, he had a lot to say about it, and that was very, it was, it's demoralizing, Randy, when, the old adage, no good deed ever goes unpunished, so to speak. Here in my mind, if you read that, you would think, man, what a creep is this guy? That's the way I looked at it. I'm like, meanwhile, every Friday of the month we do the love. There's several things. All the speaking engagements I do with the kids. That takes time from the dealership. These are things that I do from my heart. Yet you read that one article, and if someone doesn't know you, they would think, hey, this is all just kind of a sham. This guy is just all about kind of positioning. And so, anyways, I harbor no ill feelings towards anyone. I just wanted to express the truth of the matter. If an article's written, it sure would be nice for me to be included in that article, number one, to get the details, clarify that the vehicle was a lease vehicle, not a donated giveaway, which makes a huge difference because if it was given to them and I pulled it back, it'd be different. But we had a contractual agreement. And then lastly, it was an asset of the dealership, and the dealership was being sold as an asset sale, which really takes it to another legal level that nobody in the public would probably even wonder about.
Well, I know that you're going to have some other discussions, and we're open to anyone with the school that wants to speak with us. We'll be glad to talk to them as well. But it sounds like a pretty big misunderstanding, and I know that a lot of folks were probably confused by some of the things.
Well, they were ill,
heard,
they were sideways. And for me, I just look at it and. I don't know. I don't even want to get into a spiritual conversation, so I'll just leave it. I'll just avoid it. The bottom line is I do what I do from my heart. I've done it for 5 years. I'll continue to do it. We're at the lake lot, and I will continue to do the things that I've always done because it's the right thing to do.
It's the Louie Herron Weekend Kickoff, 8:39, 21 before 9. We're going to talk some more with Louie about what he's got going on now up at the Lake Lot, and we'll do that in just a few minutes here on Country 102 WKZR. Right now, Rodney Atkins.
True, I like him.
Country 102, 8:42, 18 before 9. Last night, Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers beat the Braves 2-1. Dodgers sweeping that series. Braves in San Diego starting tonight. 8:55 pregame. Right here on Country 102 for the first game of that series. It's the Louie Herron Weekend Kickoff, and we want to talk about what Louie has got going on now. A lot of people know that he has a lake lot up near the pyramid toward Lake Oconee. A lot of people know exactly where that is, and that's going to be changing. It's already changing, right?
It is. Well, now that we got the dirt out of the way, right? We got all the Jerry Springer stuff behind us. But just to close on that, listen, no hard feelings to anybody. Look, life is life. People are people. We all do things, and in hindsight, we all could change things. Bottom line is, I just want everybody in the community to know that, look, my heart's still right. Still want to do the right thing, and let everybody know that at least my position on it. So, moving forward from there, Randy. Yes, the lake lot. It's a pre-owned lot. Here's the bottom line. We've had that lot for 4 years. That lot has been selling about 17 to 18 cars a month. That lot's expenses has been shared with Toyota. So it has showed a very small profit. Now that Toyota is broken off from that, it stands alone, which means it consumes and gobbles up a lot more expenses that it has, which means 17 cars a month, there won't be a lake lot. We won't be in business. So if you're listening right now, and you need a pre-owned car, and you trust or value working with myself, I'm there every single day. I would love to have an opportunity to earn your business via the website, phone call, or just walk in. Let me tell you what we got. We're going to treat that lot just like a new car dealership.
What's the website?
The website is louislakelot.com.
Okay,
louislakelot.com.
All right.
I'm treating that like a new car franchise. So what does that mean? All these independent used car lots, and God bless them, I'm not going to say anything other than they're independent used car lots. I've been in the new car franchise business for 20 years. I understand the value of customer service. I understand the value of doing what you say you're going to do. I understand that sometimes you just got to eat money and eat things you don't want to do. I've got 4 or 5 deals that I feel like I'm still married to these customers that have bought a car that really legally I don't have to do anything, but you just do what you got to do. And I don't know that everyone has that mindset in a used car lot because there's no customer service scores, the manufacturer's not calling you, you're not taking care of customers. Well, I believe that if I raise the bar and I raise the standard, forget price, forget selection, we'll get to that in a second, I think the customer experience is the most important thing. I think dealing with somebody you trust, somebody you value, like I always say, listen, we're going to make some money, okay? The bottom line is getting a fair deal. And that's why we talk about these car tips on how you can get a fair deal. I will say that our goal is we were selling 17 cars, stocking 20 cars a month. Okay, my goal is to sell 50 cars and stock 75 cars a month. So the selection is going to be higher. I'm investing in all the Auto Trader, Cars.com, Craigslist, all the digital packaging from Google, from Yahoo, from Bing. So when somebody goes to look for a car, and you're searching a car, I'm pulling all the data in the whole market area that discusses what cars are sold the most frequently in this market area. Guess which ones I'm stocking?
Those cars.
Those are the cars.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a Honda Accord or a Ford F-150 or a Dodge Dart, or you're looking for a Jeep Wrangler, or you're looking for a Toyota Tundra, or you're looking for a Camry or a Civic or an Audi or a Mercedes or a Lexus, it doesn't matter. Here's the cool part. I have access literally over 1,000 cars. I've got 3 sources that I pay money to that I can go online and search the whole country. And I can find and plug in, Randy, you're looking for an 06 Tundra 4x4 extended cab, got to have under 50,000 miles, needs to be black in color, and you need it in a week. Well, guess what? I can find that car. I can go online, put that exact description, and boom, 13 of them pop up. I'll get your email, and I'll tell you, Randy, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you pictures. I've got 4 of them that fit the criteria that you're looking for. I'm going to send you pictures. I'm going to let you tell me which one you like. Once you determine the one you like, I'm going to tell you what I can buy it for. I'm going to tell you what you can buy it for. You're going to know what the interest rate, the payment is before the truck even gets here. Okay, and if, by the way, the truck gets here and it's not what you thought it was, it doesn't ride and drive you think it was, no obligation to you. Now, most independent used car dealers, most franchise dealers, if they go get a vehicle for you and all of a sudden you back up, oh no, you own it. Oh no, I want a deposit. That's my focus. I want to change the standard. And I'm not talking about, I don't care about the rest of the dealers that are out there. I care less. I'm changing my standard to make a new car franchise feel in an independent used car lot. Once that trust is developed, once that word of mouth gets out, my goal is to sell those 50, 60 cars a month in little old Putnam County where nobody thought it can be done. And I will tell you that if you stock more inventory, you take care of customers, and your pricing is right. Remember, as an independent dealer, I don't have a franchise, a big Toyota sign or a big Honda sign. I'm an independent guy, so when consumers are looking for those, it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to buy a car from there. The only thing I've got as a selling advantage, really and truly, is price, which is what will drive people to the door, and then the customer experience is what should seal the deal. So that's my focus. We're going to stock the cars. We're going to know what cars to stock. We're going to stock a whole bunch of them. We're going to take care of you when you get there. And I think the most important thing is, like you're going to hear in the radio spots and the TV spots, everybody knows you get a better deal when the owner's there. I'm there every day. So if we're close on a deal, all they can do is pick up the phone, say, hey, Louie, here's where we're at on the deal. Or, hey, Louie, can I've got 2 offices, the actual lake lot facility, and right across the street is the administrative office. So I'm bouncing back and forth. So if I'm not physically at the lake lot, I'm a phone call away and 30 seconds away in a car to go meet a customer. To me, Randy, I know the Childrys, I know the Butlers, great people, even the 5-star people, great people. Very hard to get those guys to come out from behind the desk and come meet a customer. They got a lot of stores, a lot of stuff going on, but when you can meet the owner, when you can sit down and talk to the owner, when you can sit down and work that deal out with me personally, I think that's got power.
Louie Herron Weekend Kickoff on Country 102. We'll be back more with Louie in just a moment. Now, Jake Owen, 69 degrees now at 8:49. Clips Milledgeville Salon in the Walmart Shopping Center. 8:53 at Country 102, Louie Herron Weekend Kickoff, and talking with Louie about Louie's Lake Lot up near the Pyramid toward Lake Oconee. One question that I had that came to mind and was service. Like you're going to have customers, you're going to sell some vehicles. What about service at the new location?
Yeah, good question.
Well, location.
Well, we've got an arrangement made up there in Lake Oconee where we've got a guy that's Automotive Solutions. His name is John. Does an awesome job. He's gonna handle our vehicles. If something were to come back, obviously we're gonna take care of it. We're gonna send it back to John, and we'll handle it with the consumer. Obviously, when you're selling pre-owned cars, whether they're as is or with warranty, and we'll get into warranty here in a second, but we're not going to leave somebody high and dry. In fact, I'll tell you, I've even tried to work a deal out with the Toyota store, but the prices were too high. I was going to get them service at Toyota, to try to figure out how. And I've got one of my very good buddies. His name is Brian Shepard over at the Ford dealership. I don't know if you know Brian. He's general manager at Butler Ford Honda. I'm sending some cars up his way, just because he said, hey, I'll help you out or whatever the case may be. He's getting some business. So we're not going to send these used cars just to any old flim-flam place is what I'm saying. If I'm going to sell a pre-owned car, and I'm going to tell you that Louie's going to stand behind it, and I'm going to see people in Kroger, or excuse me, in Walmart or some of these places. I'm not going to hang my head down and try to avoid. I want to be able to shake your hand and know that I'm going to take care of you, and that's what I put my stamp on even at Toyota. Where my guys many times where we would take care of somebody after the sale, and they're like, Louie, this guy bought a car 6 months ago. We don't owe him nothing. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. Where does he live? Well, he lives in Milledgeville. Okay, what are we talking about? Take care of the guy. What are we talking about? The handle, but we don't need. It's not about what we need to do legally. What about morally and ethically? Let's do good business. Really and truly, let's make it happen. Let's just do it. And so that's That's what I'm trying to get across, the philosophy. Are we perfect? No. Am I perfect? No. Can I be at all places at all time? No. I have employees that work for me. Do they embody everything that I stand for? No. I won't be them, and they're not going to be me. It's my job to coach them up to be at that level and see things as I see them. But there may be one or two things that catch people off guard. But if it gets to me, it's going to be handled, So, I mean, it's very, very important. These cars will be serviced. They'll be standing tall. Our detail department, you really need to go to louieslakelot.com. Check these cars out. We've got over 15 cars that are under $15,000. We're not a buy here, pay here lot. I mean, I know it's like a little rock lot, and people look at it, but man, right now we got a beautiful Vet, we got a beautiful Mercedes, a beautiful Audi, we got Hummer H2s, we got economy cars like Dodge Dart 2013, Malibus, we got Tundras, Silverados, F-150s, F-250s, Toyota, we got Scions, Highlanders. We've got the right cars, and we're going to start renting cars in September. So again, if somebody needs to rent a car, there's not that many places around here. The Toyota dealership decided to close the rental department down. We were doing it, rocking and rolling with it. They chose not to do it. So that's going to open the door. If someone wants to rent a car, man, we're going to have a fleet of cars. We just want to slowly build this thing up. I need the community, Randy. I need, if ever a time, now would be the time. With Toyota, you have service, you have parts, you have internet, you have sales, you have finance. If there's ever a time, we'll find out in the next 90 days. I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at this thing with inventory, advertising, marketing, promotion, and as well as activity myself. We're going to find out if we're going to make this thing fly.
And someone goes to the website, louieslakelot.com. They're going to find out about the Refer a Friend program, the test drive special you've got going on right now.
That's right, $25. If you want, if you need some extra cash, refer us a friend. Go to the website first, fill out the form, let us know who you're sending. If you're going to come down and test drive a car, $25 gift card. Schedule the appointment, though. You got to go online. It's real simple. It's a short submission form. Fill it out. Click on it. Say, I'm coming in. Here's the time. Boom. It's validated. Give you a gift card. Look, we're going to treat this thing like a new car franchise. I'm going to do my very best to do just like I would at Toyota, just like I would if I owned a Honda dealership, just like I would if I owned a Hyundai dealership. We're going to do the right thing all the time to the best of our ability, and we're going to give you quality pre-owned vehicles. Nothing to worry about with warranty. Do we have a last break to discuss that?
We'll have one more break coming up.
Warranties.
louieslakelot.com, and remind you that it's located near the Pyramid at Lake Oconee. We'll be back with one more break with Louie after the Huckabee Report on Country 102, WKZR Milledgeville.